Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Horror Society YouTube channel. My name is Chloe, and I will be your host for today's video. We will be discussing the Tower of London and the hauntings surrounding it. So a little bit of backstory on the Tower of London. It was built in 1078 by William the Conqueror, and many modifications have been made over the years to the tower. However, the original layout has always remained. It has been used for many purposes, such as a treasury, public records office. It's also been home of the Royal Mint. Crown jewels are also kept. However, it is most commonly known for being a prison. Now, a lot of people associate the Tower of London with torture and executions, but only 7 executions actually took place within the grounds, and most were held on the notorious hill of the castle, which saw 112 executions over a 400-year period. It was mainly used as a holding place for people before they were executed. The Tower of London is one of the most haunted places in the UK, for obvious reasons. Today we're going to go through some of the most prominent ghosts here. So one of the most frequent visitors is Anne Boleyn. She was the second wife of Henry VIII, and she was beheaded in May 1536. Her ghost appears close to her execution site, as well as the aisle of the chapel within the Tower of London, and there have been several reports of her headless body wandering the corridors. There is also King Edward IV's 2 children, Edward V and Richard. They were illegitimate children, so they were sent to the tower to be hidden away from the public eye, and they were often seen playing in the grounds of the tower, but then they suddenly vanished. And it is assumed that they were murdered under the command of the Duke of Gloucester, who was their uncle. Many years later, what is thought to be their skeletons were found under a staircase, and their ghosts are said to clutch each other in terror and are often heard throughout the tower. Another person who was killed here was Margaret Pole, who was the Countess of Salisbury, and she was beheaded in 1541. However, she tried to escape her execution and is said to have given the executioner chase, ran around trying to escape, but was eventually caught and brought back to the block and eventually beheaded. And her ghost is said to reenact her own execution, which is a bit terrifying. And there is also the incident of Traitor's Gate. So Traitor's Gate was constructed during the reign of Edward I, and this is one of the most prominent, infamous areas, as this is where prisoners were brought in. And the builders returned to a collapsed archway when they were building it. So obviously they were ordered to build it again, and they came back to find it collapsed. And the locals reported seeing the ghost of Thomas Becket in his bishop's gear, and he was apparently taking it apart. So after this, they rebuilt it again, and it was renamed St. Thomas's Gate, and it stood there to this day. So that is all for today's video. Again, please do go out and do some research. It is very interesting. There are more ghosts. This is definitely not an exhaustive list. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next one.